Alright, in section 9.3 we're talking about equations that contain rational exponents, and the steps you need to look at are here listed, very detailed. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An important step that we don't always do is this one, check in these, because there will be solutions that actually will not work in these, and so sometimes you come up with an answer and it may be no solution because that answer doesn't work and you've done all your work right. Or you may come up with two answers and one works and one doesn't, or they may both work, but you really do need to take that step number 4 and check. Isolating the term right here means that you get the variable or the part of the term that has the exponent on it by itself. And then we'll go through and show you what we mean by raising to the reciprocal power, solving. And of course you're just going to write the solution in the blank once you figure out whether it's a good solution or not. So isolate the term. Looking at this first problem right here, this term is already isolated. That's all there is on the left side of the equal sign. So we're ready to go to step 2, which is to raise it to the reciprocal exponent. So we're going to raise x to the 4/3. The reciprocal of 4/3 is 3/4, so we're going to raise that to the 3/4 power. And I don't know why we're not wanting to write 3/4 power. And then that means we have to raise 16 to the 3/4 power as well, because you know in all these times in algebra, whatever you do to one side, you're going to do to the other side of the equation. Now, x to the 3/4, this is parentheses raised to a power, so that's going to come out x to the 12/12, which is the same as x to the first. And that's why we do that. That's why the whole point of raising it to the reciprocal power is so that the answer, we get rid of that exponent on the variable, and so we can solve for now just x. So we raise it to the 3/4 power, and the 3/4 power on 16, that means it's the 4th root of 16 and all of that cubed. So we're going back and having to remember the rules for rational exponents like we did in the last section, 9.2, 9.1 and 9.2. So the 4th root of 16, well, 16 is the same as 2 to the 4th. So remember, when our power and our root match, then our answer is this. So we have x equals 2, but that 2 is cubed, so it's 2 cubed, so x is equal to 8. And so we go over here and write our solution, x equals 8. Now we need to be sure that that works. So we have x to the 4/3 equals 16. Well, is 8 to the 4/3 equals 16? Does that work? This means we have the cube root of 8, and 8 is the same as 2 cubed, raised to the 4th power. Okay, so this is all in parentheses now, boils down to 2, and 2 to the 4th is 16, so it checks out, and our answer will work. It is 8. Now let's look at our next problem. Again, isolate the exponent. Well, all of this is raised to the 1/2 power, everything in parentheses. But this 6 right here is not part of that. So we want to subtract 6 from both sides. Okay, so you have 3x to the 1/2 power equals -6. Okay, now the reciprocal of 1/2 is squared, so we're going to square both of these things. And that's going to be 3x to the 2/2, or just 3x, equals 36. -6 times -6 is 36. And divide by 3. So x equals 12. Okay. So we think it's 12, but let's check it. We're going to do our check. Okay. 3 times x to the 1/2 power minus 6 or plus 6 equals 0. Okay. All right. So we're going to say x is 12. So that's 3 times 12, all of that to the 1/2 power, plus 6 equals 0. 3 times 12 is 36. Half power is the square root of 36, so that's 6 plus 6, and that's not equal to 0. So our answer didn't work. So what we have to write here is no solution. And that's why it's important for you to check your answers. Okay, let's go to page 2. Okay, of Unit 9.3. Now this one we have a lot more to do to get that first step accomplished, where it means isolate the radical. So what we've got is what I'm highlighting here. The parentheses raised to the exponent is what we have to get by itself on the left side of the equal sign. So first thing we're going to do is subtract 1 from both sides. So that gives us negative 3 times 2x minus 1 to the 3/2 power equals, and when we subtract 1 we have negative 24. Okay? Get rid of that little more extra mark there. Alright, now we still don't have it by itself. We got rid of that 1, but we have this 3 here that's multiplied by the parentheses raised to the power, so we're going to divide by negative 3 on both sides. Now we have the radical isolated. Now it's 2x minus 1 to the 3/2 power equals positive 8. So the next step is raise it to the 2/3 power on both sides. Okay. 8 to the 2/3 is the cube root of 8 squared. And 8 is the same as 2 cubed. And so what's in parentheses, that's the same as 2 squared. So, okay. So all of this, 8 to the 2/3, is equal to 4. This cancels to be 1. So now we have by itself 2x minus 1 equals 4. Add 1 to both sides. 2x equals 5. And we think that x is equal to 5/2 when we divide by 2. Now we need to check. So over here, and we're going to check our work. Okay, negative 3 times 2 times 5/2, okay, minus 1, all raised to the 3/2 power, plus 1, we hope equals negative 23. That's our original problem. Alright, negative 3. These two cancels. 5 minus 1 is 4. So we have 4 to the 3/2 power plus 1 equals negative 23. Okay. Alright, now let's see. Square root of 4 is 2, so that's negative 3. Times 2 cubed plus 1 equals negative 23. 2 cubed is the same as 8, So that's negative 24 plus 1 equals negative 23. And that checks out. So my answer that I write in here, it's x is equal to 5/2. And that one checks out. So that's good. Now let's look up at our last problem we have here. Okay, get rid of some marks that I have on here. Subtract 11 from both sides. None of my styluses are wanting to work, so let me try something else here. See if I can get a stylus that will work for me at the moment. Bear with me, give me a minute.